5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace. That's about what you would expect, since they're so efficient on picking up third downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you, it started in the offseason. Third down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
Derrick Henry. Taron Johnson made the stop.
So, Charles, you look at this offense, and really on paper, at least, a great situation for them upcoming. They're unbeaten on the year, an open week coming up after this. So I guess my question, any worry that maybe this is coming at the wrong time?
Oh, definitely I would be worried about this game, maybe more than any other on this schedule, because I know my guys are looking ahead to that open week. I've got to keep them focused on the task ahead, make sure they take care of business in this one.
And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Ed Oliver, make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He completes it to Julio Jones. Past the 20, and all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A big play that time on the catch and run.
A very early momentum changer there. Actually a dream killer for the defense, because they forced a 3rd down. Felt like they had a good chance to get off the field defensively, and then they got hit with that big play.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
A first look now for Darrington Evans.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down.
But that call makes sense, because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run, because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Escaping the pressure right. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And that will get out of bounds. Lucky there. They keep possession inside the 5.
He's thankful right now for that sideline, because it could have been a fumble loss, instead just a fumble, though they will have to punt it down.
You're right about that, but do you think there's ever been a player happier to see his own punter go on the field than him?
No.
I mean, not at all, right? How fortunate is he that they got a chance to punt it away?
And it's a Titans touchdown. Duke Johnson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Titans have taken a first-quarter lead. The extra point up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
This defense for the Titans, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. Finds a seam inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 34. Back-to-back gains of 17, and they are really on the march now. It's a first down. To throw, it's Allen. Steps away to his left. And I think the ball's out. It's picked up by the Titans. And that play just looked a little helter-skelter from the start. That's the risk as a quarterback. Once you take off with that football, you might fumble it, and he did.
And he was going for the reward, which is gaining yardage, breaking down the defense. But you're right about the risk. Always lurking out there, someone always trying to get to the football. Try to find a place to cover up and slide and protect what you've earned.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry. Gets around him and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
On 1st and 10, it's Evans.
And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. 2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter. They'll try the air now with Tannehill. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Ed Oliver in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Play action. It's Tannehill. Sliding out of the pocket. Looking deep for Julio. And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. It's a big play there for Tennessee.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure's good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
A first down carry for Henry. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On 2nd and 9, Tannehill. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
The Titans on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Tannehill. And he's got it. Touchdown. Trey Burton, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Titans are going to add on to their lead. Extra point safely through, and that'll make the score 14-0. set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise it's going to be a long day for you.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuffed the run.
Now he'll square up and throw deep left sideline. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A big gain there for the Bills. 2 minutes to play first half. It's 14-0. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. Second down. Allen.
He'll get this out wide to Singletary.
And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Allen going to throw. That's out to the flat for Ingram. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. Throwing now is Allen, being chased out left.
And this incomplete. Oh, my. He might have been celebrating in the end zone if he'd held on. Nearly picked, but instead, it'll bring up 4th down.
Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
The kick by Bass is good.
And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive.
And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose.
And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive.
And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room.
Tannehill on first down. Looking downfield for Jones. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
But no kneeling for them. They decided they weren't going to run out the clock. They decided to take their shot downfield, hoping to either make a connection or a pass interference call. They wanted more points to put on the board.
Off play action, Tannehill. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Throwing on third down, Tannehill. He's going deep for Brown.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Micah Hyde. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take range for a field goal or maybe more.
Wow, a big mistake there. Late interception in this first half, and that could lead to a field goal try the other way.
Yeah, I think at this point you just had to say, let's take a knee and go into the half and regroup. Let's just talk it over a little bit. I wonder, partner, was the analytics coach in his head a little bit? Maybe go ahead and press it and try and get some points? While the old school coach probably would have said, take the knee, let's get out of here.
Now we could see points the other way here. So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
How did they get that done?
And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
Extra point up and through. And the lead is up to 15 now.
Final adjustments being made in both locker rooms. We're just about ready for the second half. And for the call, let's get you back up to Nashville, Music City, and Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go.
And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in the second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Call it no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long. Back to throw, Tannehill. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he fires one that's intercepted. Teron Johnson able to pick it. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. But pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just crossed it on that one.
On 2nd and 11 now. Allen. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Out to the left, he's got his tight end Knox. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Allen now looks to throw. He's got a man. It's his fullback.
And the Bills are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run here with Ingram. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It's second and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Here's Allen to throw it.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
Brandon, some of those windows to throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover people, actually.
Well, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. Eluding the press. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. Bud Dupree able to get him down behind the line of scrimmage, and it will be fourth down.
The kick by Bass is good. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on fourth and goal anyway, but the sack on third down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that. And this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. The third quarter has not been kind to them. After they built that lead at intermission, they've seen that lead shrink.
And how much of that is simply execution? How much of that is maybe you lose your edge a little bit because you've got a lead? And you do have to credit the other team some because they've made some adjustments to start to slow them down. Can they find those counters now? Those extra plays or plays they haven't run that'll be effective and get them back moving again?
They'll be looking for something here. Anything to seize that momentum back.
Second down, they go again with Henry.
Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up third and about 6.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
From the gun on third down, Tannehill.
Out to the flat here for Johnson.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. In this case, he picks up a first down.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. 2 yards the loss, second and 12. Out of the gun, Tannehill. And right side, Henry's got it. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
On first and 10, Tannehill. Complete to Jones. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Meanwhile, Tannehill's throw complete here to his receiver, Brown.
8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
The Titans on third down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. Throwing again is Tannehill. Complete. It's Johnson.
And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there. Yeah,
I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
So they need 2 yards here on 3rd down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. He's got his tight end, Burton. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense, because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
Tannehill going to get this forward on the jet sweep.
And he's going to score. It's a Titans touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Ryan Tannehill.
And the Titans add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
The point after is good. And that will make this a 19-point game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And this will be returned from deep in the end zone.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole.
And he takes us across the 15 to the 17.
47 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Ingram again. Ingram's got the first down and more. And all the way up to the 46. A big gain there for the Bills.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Throwing on first down is Allen. Rolling to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A big gain there for the Bills.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins.
And the Bills are going to be looking at a 1st and goal as he's out of bounds at the 3-yard line.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
3 red zone trips have yielded just 2 field goals for them to this point, so they'll be searching for something more on 2nd and goal here.
Ingram again.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Mark Ingram with touchdown number 8 on the year.
And the Bills are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12.
Bills 16.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled it to 20.
So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now defensively they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. It's Henry. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
With his size, it often takes more than one guy to get him down, but if you can at least slow him up and the reinforcements arrive, you have a chance to get him on the ground, and that they did that time for a loss.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Now it's Tannehill. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
That's taken on the 25. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit 000. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Now, this is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really long.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So this one, a Tennessee Titan victory. And they've got to feel good about this performance. I think you'd agree, matched up against a top 5 defensive unit in the league, and they pretty much had their way.
Yeah, that was the interesting part about it, because normally when we see this defense play, they have their opportunities, and they make their plays, don't they? They knock them back on their heels. They take the ball away. They change field position. In this case, what you said is so apt. They had their way with them, took it to them, and knocked them back on their heels and surprised the heck out of them.
So for Tennessee, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, the loss will drop them to 4-2 on the year. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins.